Good evening, family and friends. Welcome back to my kitchen, Cooking with Carol Diane. This evening, I'm going to cook a sweet teriyaki chicken over a bed of white steamed rice. And I've gone ahead and prepped a couple of little things here. First of all is the chicken. So in my electric skillet, I can do it on my stove, but it's simpler right here to do it this way. I'm going to put in some oil into the skillet. I've got my skillet up pretty high because I want it to cook pretty fast tonight. And I'm just going to, I've taken 3 chicken breasts, boneless chicken breasts, and I have cut them in long little strips. You can get the meat at the grocery store that is already cut, like for chicken tenders for this, but I just had the chicken breast, so I'm going to go ahead and use this tonight. And the main thing is to just get them all in here so we can get them cooked right quick, because I'm going to use the same pot for other things that we're putting in here tonight. I'm just going to kind of layer them in here so that they cook evenly. In here. I like any type of Chinese food, or this being the teriyaki. I'm not using teriyaki from a bottle. We're going to make the sauce tonight. I am going to make the sauce tonight and show you how that's done. Okay, so we got the chicken in there. Because it's an electric skillet, that it's going to cook with the steam and cook it pretty fast. So that's what we want. Okay, so now we're going to take, I'm going to take a red bell pepper. All of my ingredients have already been pre-washed at the sink, so everything's nice and clean. Like I said, whenever I go to the grocery store, whatever I buy from produce, I come home and I wash it well so that there's nothing on here to harm me when I'm touching it or eating it as food. It's always a good idea to wash everything that you get at the grocery store, always. And tonight, I'm just going to leave these long. I'm not even going to cut them in half. They're going to be fine long. So I'm going to take one of the red bell pepper. And then I have one green bell pepper. I usually just, most of the time I take off the top and the bottom, take out the inside of the bell pepper because we don't need any of the seeds or the veins that are in there. I just kind of pull them out with my hand. Little seeds. The seeds are the hot part of the pepper, although bell pepper isn't hot, it's more sweet than anything. Very tasty just by themselves. Okay. Such a lovely day today. Got a lot done. And decided not only, this afternoon I'd made a carrot cake, my sister's famous carrot cake. And I couldn't wait to get a bite of it, so I had some, my husband had some, and then I took a great big couple of slices over to my neighbor who's 91. She's been shut in all winter, and she sure appreciated that. Okay, and so the next biggest project is, seem to have a bowl for that here. I'll just put these on here right quick. I like fresh pineapple instead of the canned pineapple. You certainly could use the chunk canned pineapple, but we're going to use a fresh one tonight. And for those of you who don't know how to cut a pineapple, there's a couple of different ways. I have a little gadget that I'm going to use tonight, but it's pretty basic. The one thing you have to do is get the top part off, so you're just going to cut that right like that. And then my little gadget, I do have to cut off the bottom part of the pineapple. This is a pineapple core, And I like it because all you have to do is get it started in here. If I could do it tonight. I have the strength anymore. I haven't used one in a long time. And it's got a little open part right here where it's cutting into the pineapple. And you just kind of come along. I know it looks easier than what it's doing tonight, but it really does work. And it goes all the way down the pineapple. This is a pretty firm pineapple that I bought today. You just kind of keep going until you get to the bottom of the pineapple, and that middle is going to be all on this shaft right here. Let's see if I can get it out. Just kind of keep turning it. It's got a sharp, it's made plastic, but it's got kind of a sharp little blade on the end to turn this. Again, you just kind of keep turning until the pineapple gets to the bottom. Otherwise, you would be taking a knife and you would be cutting all the sides off of your pineapple with a knife. And before I found this little gadget, of course, that's what I've always worked with. I don't have the strength in my arms like I used to, so it might take me a few minutes. It should break through any minute here. I'm not sure why I'm having such a time with it tonight, but I am. Wouldn't you know when I'm on a video to show you? Got a lot of juice in this one, that's for sure. Oh, I'm going to help it along a little bit here. Might have been just that bottom piece. Didn't quite want to come out the way I wanted it to. There we go. I think I got a little bit too fresh of a pineapple this time. Anyway, it usually just comes right out with ease. Tonight it's not coming out with ease, but there's the fresh pineapple. And the core, like I said, is all on this little shaft, and that's okay. It's up there. And then I would just take this, check my meat here. Cooking. Give it a good stir here. Because we want the chicken to get nice and well done. Okay, I'll go ahead and cut up these a little bit bite size because they're going in to the pot with all of this. They're going to be going into this pot when I get the chicken done. And I said, you certainly can use canned pineapple in the chunks. That would be fine. Usually this comes out a little nicer of the chunks, this particular pineapple, and it was kind of guessed by golly tonight on that, so I apologize for that it didn't come out like I really wanted it to. But we're gonna wing it like you do in a kitchen. Not everything comes out exact when you want it to. Okay, so we get all this nice and clean. Got more things to do here. More things to do. I hope everybody liked my little video this afternoon on the carrot cake. The other day when I was making my potato salad, I had a gal write in about my, what was called the little pot watcher. And the pot watcher, she wanted to know where I got that. And I try to use little clever different little things in the kitchen. But that pot watcher I've had for a lot of years now. I got it at a kitchen shop. Our kitchen shop down here went out of business. They don't have it anymore. But you can buy them online. But what I wanted to tell everybody, and forgot I guess in the video, was that when you put the little glass disc in your pot of liquid of your potatoes, when your potatoes are all cooked and done, be sure and I usually just take some kitchen tongs, these are kitchen tongs, and I'll reach down in the pot and I will take out that glass pot watcher, and then I just kind of set it in my sink, because if you were to take that and rinse it under water, you know, it's going to break like anything does. It's glass. And so I forgot to mention that, but it's okay. If you want to know where I got it, and like I said, years ago in a kitchen shop, and I don't have the kitchen shop anymore, so you can get them online. You can. Okay, that looks pretty good on the chicken. Like I said, I think we'll go ahead and add some salt and pepper to the chicken now. It's your preference of, you know, how much you want to do. I just guess them by golly on the measurements because I don't like to measure. I never have. And so we'll just kind of put all that in there. Cook just a little longer here. So tonight, when we're going to make the sauce, we're going to have a couple of ingredients here. One is I'm going to open up a can of the crushed pineapple because I need the juice from it. So I'll get it opened now. Another little gadget, and I haven't even tried it yet, is this little guy that I'm going to use tonight, that you apparently put it over the can, and then I'm going to hold it and hopefully the juice comes out. We'll try it tonight. I don't know if it will or not. And I'm going to use some fresh garlic. And the fresh garlic, this is what garlic looks like when you buy it in the grocery store. And you just peel it open, and you have the little garlic cloves. So I take off the little ends. I don't like to have those little hard ends in what I'm doing. Take them off. You just smash it kind of with your hand. And then I'm just going to dice this up really tiny. I don't need very much in here tonight at all. In fact, one clove, I mean, it's pretty potent. I can smell it right now, so probably one clove will do just fine for what I'm doing. We're going to be using some soy sauce, so a little bit of ginger. Going to be using some brown sugar and a little honey, some cornstarch, and some vinegar of the rice wine vinegar. While this is still cooking, I just went in my refrigerator, and this is a yellow onion. It looks white, I know, but it is a yellow onion. And I'm just going to take a little bit of it and go ahead and add to this while it's cooking now. This is almost like a stir fry. You can certainly use a wok or whatever you have to make your dinner. I just prefer my little electric skillet on nights like this, something simple. And it is very much like a stir fry on the vegetables. Because it's a sweet teriyaki tonight, I'm not using a lot of the other garden vegetables that you normally do. A little different recipe tonight. Still gonna taste good though. So I'm gonna cook all that up. Okay. And while that's kind of cooking, I think I'll clean up my mess and get it out of your way so that you don't have to see it. Kind of just get all this cleaned up here. Always nice to clean as you go. My mother always taught me that you, anytime you're cooking something, just clean it up as you go. Whether it's in the sink, what you're cleaning up of dishes, or like this all over my counter. Make a big mess in your kitchen. It's your kitchen, cook the way you want to. Tonight I'm doing just that. making a big mess. It's all right. It all comes out in the wash, as my mom used to say. It all comes out in the wash. Okay. Get this out of the way a minute. Because I had a fresh wash rag that I was using to wipe my hands off anyway, I highly recommend, if you are working with chicken, any kind of poultry, any kind of meat, to be sure and wash with soap and water before you touch other things. But my wash rag was pretty much soap and water anyway when I started this with my little dish. So, okay. Doesn't take long in an electric skillet, it really doesn't, to get things nice and soft and done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take out the meat. I'm going to take all this out because I need the pan for my other ingredients. So I'm going to take this out. It smells good with the onion and the garlic in there. And don't worry about the, if you think, well, I don't think my onion's quite as done as what I would like. It's all going to go back in the pot anyway, so don't worry about it. You're going to be able to cook it some more. Okay. Get all those goodies out of there. That's the nice chicken. Okay, so now in our pot, I've got a little cheat sheet because I haven't made this in a little while tonight. So we're going to go ahead and put in the brown sugar, and the brown sugar is a ½ cup of brown sugar. So I'll put that in there. I already still have my oil in there, and that's fine because that's going to kind of melt it. You want a quarter of a cup. Second. Quarter of a cup. Things vanish on me all the time. I apologize. I had it all sitting out here. Very important ingredient, a quarter of a cup of the soy sauce. Any soy sauce will work, whichever one you want to use. Put that in there. Makes it real dark, it really does. But you want that between that and the brown sugar. Put that in there. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of ginger. It's going to give it a nice flavor. Teaspoon of ginger. And some more pepper. About a quarter of a teaspoon of your pepper. I bought a fresh one. I had some, but I bought a fresh one of the sesame seeds. And you want a good teaspoon of the sesame seeds. Put that in there. It calls for cornstarch, and we need 2 teaspoons of the cornstarch. Any brand will work. Cornstarch is a thickening agent, and that's what we want. We want this to thicken up. Turn your heat down just a little bit. One and a half teaspoons of the rice wine vinegar. And again, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it in there. And, oh, I know why it's not sitting out here. I apologize, it's sitting right here. I had it for you. It's been a long day. But I did have it there for you. Some things want to work for me, and then some things don't. I have a hard time opening things nowadays. The strength in my arms aren't like what it used to be. This is honey. I'm going to put a good tablespoon of honey in there. Real good tablespoon. Drizzle that all in there. That is your teriyaki sauce. Pretty simple, really. And there it is. And it is very dark in color. Very dark. That's okay, that's what we want. And then we're gonna go ahead and add these vegetables in here. Put them all in here. Get them nice and coated with that sauce. Nice and coated. Turn the heat back up. The reason why I turned it down is because I did not want it to burn right off the bat. We don't want that. Get that cleaned up for you. Everything kind of out of the way. Everything out of the way. And we let this cook a little bit longer. I said you can do this in a wok or cast iron skillet. Would be great to do it in also. You want to get your vegetables cooked really well. I went ahead tonight and it calls for broccoli, this recipe, and I don't like my broccoli hard, so I went ahead and steamed my broccoli. So I'm going to add that in here. That's going to make it real nice too. Real nice. It's going to be a good dinner tonight, it really is, and have my nice carrot cake afterwards. I did dedicate my carrot cake to the person that has always made it for years, and that's my older sister, Mary. And I wish she had been here to eat it with me because it was very, very tasty. My juice now of this, just sprinkle it on in. This is your pineapple juice. Gonna give it a lot more flavor. So my little gadget for that works just fine. You can buy these at Walmart. And so many times I will want something like this for just a small can. Tuna fish, when you buy it either in water or in the oil. And instead of doing it with the lid and getting it all over the place, this thing comes in pretty handy. So that's all right. So it's got a real nice flavor to it right now. I can smell the flavor. It's real nice. I have gone ahead and cooked my rice. I use minute rice, and I have it right here waiting to be on the plate first and foremost. And then we will add all this to it on top. And it'll come out real good tonight. It really will. It already smells very, very good. So simple recipe. Again, let's kind of go over the ingredients. I used 3 chicken breasts, boneless chicken breasts, and I sliced them long ways to make it little for the pan here. The sauce is 1/4 cup of your soy sauce. Any soy sauce will work. 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 2 cloves minced, but like I said, I used 1. I think it'll be plenty because mine were pretty strong. 1 teaspoon of ginger, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, or to your liking, 1 teaspoon of the sesame seed, and 2 tablespoons of the cornstarch, and about 1.5 teaspoons of the rice wine vinegar. Cook your chicken till it's done with your onions and the garlic in there, and then start making your sauce and putting in your vegetables of 1 red bell pepper, 1 green bell pepper, and the nice pineapple, either fresh like what I tried to do. Mine was a little bit too fresh on the pineapple, and I do apologize for that, but you never know when you're buying it at the grocery store. Certainly use just the canned pineapple if you want to. And the juices from a canned pineapple, or because I didn't have that, I used the can of the crushed pineapple tonight. Worked just the same. Everything was just fine. Put it in your pan and have your sauce coating your vegetables, which is looking real good. Smells so good. I like foods with a nice flavor to them, you know, that they're smelling good. You know they're going to taste good if they smell this good. And I will have my nice carrot cake as dessert tonight, so this is going to be a wonderful dinner. If you want to go ahead and pre-cook steam them, you know, of your bell peppers, that's another idea to do. Or you can just wait for it, like what we're doing. Just wait for it to get done. But once it is, it's pretty good. When I go out to Chinese restaurants, and sometimes I've been to ones that they don't cook their vegetables, but just a half a second. And I know that that's better for you, you know, nutrition-wise and taste-wise, but I do like my vegetables cooked where I can actually eat them, that they're soft, you know, and tender, that you can actually eat them. So that's why I went ahead and did my broccoli tonight. Probably should have with the bell peppers, but I wanted to show you that I cut them long ways to put in the pot tonight. So you can do it any way you want to. There's no rhyme or reason to this. There's no mistakes. And even if you do, so what? It's your kitchen. You're cooking the meal. Who cares? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put back in the chicken, because it's all going to be together. All going to be together. Now this, proportion-wise, would feed 4 to 6 people. Yes, it really would. 4 people nicely. Just nicely, 4 people. It's only the 2 of us tonight, so we'll have leftovers. We will. And I'm just going to kind of coat everything with the nice sauce that's down in there. Get it all in there good. I'm enjoying the little comments that are left on my Facebook page of different people. Like I said, either some little gadget or they would say some ingredient that, oh my gosh, yes, I do the same thing in mine, only maybe I add this or I don't put in that. But they like to watch it being assembled and put together. And that's the fun about being in somebody's kitchen, is just, you know, pull up a chair at the counter and watch somebody cook, and see all the different tricks and trades that they've learned over the years that maybe you want to use in your kitchen, and cook the recipe the same or not. And it's just kind of fun to share recipes. I am sharing recipes on these videos, as well as teaching, you know, you how to put something together. You think, I have no idea from scratch how to make the teriyaki sauce. I just as soon go buy it in a bottle at the grocery store. Yeah, you sure can, but it's not going to have the flavor like what you're going to get tonight in this meal. So, and it's really not that hard. You know, it really isn't. I'm still trying to teach a couple people in my family how to make gravy. Maybe that'll be a video. And it's hard when you've never, you know, learned how to cook in the kitchen when you were young. Maybe your mom just wasn't a cook or whatever, and you didn't learn it. Okay, so it's pretty well cooked. So again, what I would do is I would go ahead and take the rice. Like I said, just minute rice, it really is. I use 2 cups of water in a saucepan, get it to boil. 2 cups of the minute rice, put in there after the water has boiled. Cover it with a lid on your pot and turn off the heat to your stove, set it aside, and it will do what it's supposed to do of steaming and getting the rice nice and fluffy. You don't have to do any more. In about maybe 5 minutes, it's just a few minutes in there, about 5 minutes, your rice is done and ready to be eaten. Okay, so here's the bed of rice. Turn it down just a little bit. And now we're going to add all the good stuff. onto the top of the rice. Be sure and get all the vegetables and things that you like. You know, if you really like all the broccoli, then add all that broccoli to yours first. You can't see very well the fresh pineapple, but it's in there. I can smell it and see it. And then again, by all means, add just a little bit more salt. It doesn't take very much because you've used soy sauce, and soy sauce is pretty potent, so you don't want a whole lot of the pepper here. Add that. And there is your sweet teriyaki chicken dinner for tonight. For 2, for 4, however many. It's simple, it was pretty quick. As long as you lay out your ingredients and don't forget things like I did tonight, you've got it made and doesn't take very long at all. I hope you've enjoyed my video this evening on my dinner from my kitchen to yours. And I'll see you next time on Cooking with Carol Diane. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.